So today is a new guitar day. Brand new Bouterse Plini Edition arrived today. Let it acclimate overnight. Actually, it showed up last night, but we're opening it this morning. Nicely packed. And here you can see this gorgeous instrument. Nice roasted ebony neck, the enduro profile, natural wooden back, this moon inlay which comes on just the Plinis. Inside it was packed really nice. We got case candy with some wrenches and trim arm and a nice letter from Strandberg talking about all the setup they do. So here you can see my new Strandberg, my old Strandberg, which really isn't that old, it's only about a year old. Same pickup, same model, this is just the Plini Edition. This doesn't have a tone knob on it, which is going to change relatively quickly. Fit and finish on this neck are fantastic. These Sir pickups are awesome, they just scream. You can see I also have a really nice core PRS that is probably going to get minimal playing time now that I have a second Strandberg. Actually bought this Strandberg as a traveling guitar because it's so small you can take it as a carry-on, and believe it or not, the fit and finish, the sound, the tone, the playability are better than my core PRS, and as a result that one just sits there. So I got a second guitar so that I can keep one in drop tuning, and with my minimal pedal selection I got a drop pedal, so I can pretty much go to any tuning I want as long as I've got one in drop D and the other one in standard. So that's the plan. First impression of this guy, I'm going to light her up here on the amp in a second, but everything is fantastic except the switch seems kind of cheap. It actually, let's see if you can get it to wiggle. It was wiggling a little bit before. It's not exactly the most high quality switch. But I've got some PRS guts that I think we're going to replace the inner electronics on this guy anyway. New volume pot, new three-way switch. We're going to coil tap this guy and put in a tone knob. But other than that, the guitar itself is gorgeous. So starting my first guitar mount here, got my Strandberg, took off the knob. You can see there's only one knob on this, one volume, and we're going to add a tone. So we can coil split it. So you can see that I'm going to put some PRS parts in here. We got PRS knobs, some PRS switch, just because I love that flat end on the PRS three-way switch. Could have went with any three-way switch, but love that. And then we'll push-pull so we can coil split it. And we're going to put in some DiMarzio Sonic Ecstasies because they are awesome. So here we got the back cavity open, and one volume knob. It's a shrink wrap around the input jack, and we've seen that before. And a lot of resistors and circuitry on the volume pot. Looks like two different ones. So we're going to take all this stuff out. Alright, so here's our first snag. Took out the pickups for this guy. And the back of these Sir pickups just had this foamy thing with some springs in it, and it's actually screwed directly to the wooden frame. So, you know, these super long screws you think would go into something machine that would go into Gibson or, you know, something that style just aren't going to work. It's actually a wood screw that holds it in place. So I thought about snapping off a screw. You can see I made one the right length here, and that didn't seem like it was going to work so well. So what I'm actually going to do is take and drill out the hole for my new pickup here, which I have put somewhere. Right here. So if you look at this DiMarzio pickup, the opening is just a little bit smaller than this one here, so I'm going to drill that out and see about putting the new ones in. So you can see here we got these sweet Sonic Ecstasy Pickups in by DiMarzio. We got added an extra switch here, got a push pull, drilled that in with a small pilot hole, and then used this tool here to make the hole bigger so that we didn't split any wood or cause any problems. It was $7 and worth every penny. And you can see it's looking pretty cool already. These are the PRS knobs I've got. I actually went with PRS pots here, volume and push-pull tone, and as well as a PRS three-way switch, just to make all the electronics inside consistent. I really wanted the PRS three-way switch just because of this extra fat knob that goes with it, which we'll be putting in a second, versus the regular Fender style thin switch cover. So you can see the internal components here now, and you can see we've drilled our new hole for a push-pull tone pot, as well as the volume pot from PRS, as well as a three-way switch from PRS. You can see that I really lucked out. I measured where my other tone pot was on my other Strandberg and put the hole in the same spot so it would look consistent. And you can see that I just made it under this rim. There's actually a nice cavity back in here. There's plenty of room, but just cleared height-wise by the time I put the nut underneath to make it the same height as the volume pot. You can see huge shout out to Phil McKnight for all of his videos. Got some painter's tape here protecting things, and getting ready to take my first shot at rewiring. Thanks to all the YouTubers who've showed me stuff, especially Phil McKnight for most of his videos. Gave me the confidence to do this on my own. So to learn how I wanted to wire this up, I went to guitarelectronics.com. Got a great site where you can actually buy parts. They have a free guitar wiring resources page that has all kinds of wiring diagrams for free. And you look up basically what you want: single coil humbucker, multiple volumes, multiple pickups. For me, I needed 2 humbuckers with 1 volume and 1 tone, and a 3-way blade switch. So this is the wiring diagram I used to get everything put together. So everything's going good here. Did my ground to my trim adjustment, and then attached to my switchcraft input jack. And solder joints are looking pretty good. So here we got the finished product. Wired up 3-way switch, volume pots, and push-pull tone pots. I think my soldering job's okay. That was my first time ever doing it, so it's a couple little spots where it's a little gloppy, but overall it looks pretty clean. Got my switchcraft switch in place, and it seems to be working great. One thing I did, I'm not sure if I need to or not, I put some painter's tape on the inside of this metal plate here, just in case it contacts anything it shouldn't. I figured that would just prevent anything from shorting out. A lot more grounds in something that has 2 humbuckers with a push-pull than I ever imagined. There's a ton of grounding to this thing, but overall things are great. Okay, so here's the final build done. We got these sweet Sonic Ecstasy Pickups by DiMarzio, and PRS 3-way switch, PRS knobs. I got push-pull with the coil split, tone knob, and I think it turned out pretty sweet. It should also be noted for everybody else who's thinking about doing a build like this, I looked at getting a custom-made Strandberg here at the USA factory, and it would have been around $4,000 to do that. I got this sweet Plini on sale for the holidays from Musician's Friend, shout out to them, for about $2,100. All of the electronics, wiring, a new solder iron, the reamer I needed to put in the tone pot. Everything I bought was about $130 together. So for $2,230, I got exactly what I wanted instead of having someone else build me close to what I want for about $4,000. So definitely worth taking the time to learn these skills, and now I can pretty much do whatever I want in the future. Before we get to some sound samples, I thought I would go over my rig for completeness. In total disclosure, I'm running a Crate 100-watt tube amp with a dirty and a clean channel. Most of the time I'm playing with a Fender Benz compression pedal. It's great for working on your EQ. I've got a Digitech drop that I use with one guitar in drop D and the other in E standard, and you can pretty much get any tuning you want with those two setups. Got the Switchbone V2 from Radial. I'm using it mostly to split my signal between my computer and my amp. That way, if I'm playing Rocksmith or messing around, wanting to record stuff, I can send my signal through my amp. It's a lot more pleasurable to play games that way. But it does have a great boost function on it. The boost pedal itself is fantastic. Got the Nautila chorus flanger from Digitech. Great chorus for a lot of the 80s style grunge, as well as some flange for some interesting stuff like 311 and Incubus. And then just a straight kick to switch between the two channels of my amp. So we're doing a little sound sample here to show you what this build ended up like. Should say that the reason that I started this whole process was that I played the new Music Man, Ernie Ball, John Petrucci signature guitar, and although I really didn't like the feel of the guitar or the way it played, I love the sound out of these pickups. So that was what started this process and why I did this build. I find that they're really clear. They just cut through the mix. If you're hitting single strings in between chords, they really cut through and they're really clear. Also have a really nice tone. So throughout this whole thing, all those pedals I showed you below my amp are off. The only thing on currently is my Crate amp, and I'm running it through an X5 wireless. I haven't found that changes the tone at all. It's really nice and clear. So we've got the tone knob on 5, coil split is off. Starting off on the clean channel, just going to play some simple stuff just to give you guys an idea of some sounds. Neck pickup. And if we kick down to the bridge. And go over to clean on the bridge. Split, and again starting clean on the bridge. This is really the most stratty, I think, feel of this setup. Just a little bit of gain on the bridge. And kicking up to position 1, so on the neck, a little bit of gain. Thanks again to everybody on the YouTube community, especially Phil McKnight. Appreciate all the insights, and just want to let everybody know that anybody can do this. As a disclaimer, I am an eye surgeon, so I have lots of hand-eye coordination and have no problem working in small spaces. However, I've never touched a soldering iron in my life, and with a little bit of learning on YouTube and a little bit of practice, we've got this great guitar build that I'm really happy with. So thanks again to everyone watching this video. I hope you enjoyed and can use some of this knowledge to make some stuff for yourself.